Raider's Paradise is a 3.3.5 instant AD progressive PvE World of Warcraft private server utilizing the Sunwell Core. In short, the server aims at putting the player right into the endgame content of the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. It allows players to skip some of the time sinks, including leveling up a character, in order to start at what in our opinion is the best content in World of Warcraft: raiding. On the server, players start out with item level 187 rare items to allow them to start out on entry raids, Obsidian Sanctum and Necromantis. Players jump right into the action while still having the option to optimize their gear and heroics before diving into raids. This is the main idea and concept for the server. Watch the rest of the video for more information about the philosophy and goals of the server, also the people behind it. Stay tuned for more information about the server's development. As stated previously, the server wants to put players directly into raiding without having a time sink at the start with leveling or any other hindrance. We want players to jump in and enjoy the fun and challenging of raiding in WoW right away. We have personally seen and played on servers like these before, but they have never quite held on to our interest, as the changes and direction the owners of the server took often did not agree with the way we wanted the game to go. Therefore, we set out to create our own server. Originally, the server was supposed to be a sort of private server, just for us. However, after talking with a number of people we have played with on similar servers, their interest spiked and we decided to try and make it public instead. Since the server was supposed to only be for us, we have a set idea on how the server is supposed to be, but we are not afraid to make changes based on the wishes of the player base. Let me be honest, the player base for these types of servers is often quite small and unique. Therefore, we have made some tentative changes to the server according to our own wishes in order to try and compensate for the lack of population. The first change is the instant max level. We have played on a lot of servers and leveled up countless of characters. Frankly, we're tired of it. For us now, it's just a big time sink that there is before we can enjoy our favorite content of the game. We simply don't enjoy leveling anymore. It's mostly just a dull task to us. We acknowledge and accept that others enjoy leveling, but for us, it's simply not fun anymore. The second change is to professions. These are tentative changes and will undergo revisions during the beta phase of the server. Currently, professions are instant 450 skill. Often, on servers like these, people would use professions as a way to gear up for raiding. However, with the small player base of these servers, it often led to having very few people wanting to do heroics compared with leveling professions. So we just see this big time sink to level professions all the way from 1 skill and all the way to max. An idea for a revision of the profession system is to only give players 375 skill to start out with, having them to level it all the way to 450. The third change also affects professions and is gonna seem a bit odd, but keep in mind it is the beta version of the server and it's a very tentative change we are trying out. As previously mentioned, a lot of people will go out and do their own thing on servers like these in order to gear up, and therefore not interact with a lot of people on the server, leaving very few people to actually raid or do heroics, even if a lot of people were online on the server. In order to incentivize players to do group content, we have created a profession token that, like emblems, drops for each player from any heroic or raid boss. This token then allows players to buy materials for crafting with the professions. The fourth change also concerns the player base and is a very simple change. Initially on the server, cross-faction will be enabled to not split the already small player base. If, however, the player base is able to sustain 2 factions, cross-faction will be disabled, and all players will get a free faction change. Now some people might be thinking, what about PvP on this server? PvP will work just like retail. Although the focus of the server isn't PvP, we don't discourage people from PvP, and we'll be releasing the seasons in correspondence with raid releases. Feel free to leave any questions below and stay tuned for more information.